وكذلك أوحينا إليك روحا من أمرنا ما كنت تدري ما الكتاب ولا الإيمان ولكن جعلناه نورا نهدي به من نشاء من عبادنا وإنك لتهدي إلى صراط مستقيم صراط الله الذي له ما في السماوات وما في الأرض ألا إلى الله تصير الأمور.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. All praise for Allah, Lord of the worlds, and peace and blessings be upon Prophet Muhammad, his companions, and all those who strive to follow in their footsteps. Welcome to another episode of Quran and Science. My name is Sharif Tuni, and in this edition we'll be speaking about the huge and massive power of pillars, the unseen pillars that is carrying the sky. So for this we have with us Professor of Geology, Professor Zaghlol El-Naggar. Thank you very much for joining here. Okay, and also I'd like to introduce to you my dear guests, Abdurrahman Ismail and Muhammad Saif. Assalamu alaikum. So at the beginning, before we start the edition and before we go to further explanation about the unseen power and force carrying the sky, we'll leave you with this verse from the Holy Qur'an, and we'll return back, so stay tuned.
الله الذي رفع السماوات بغير عمد ترونها ثم استوى على العرش وسخر الشمس والقمر كل يجري لأجل مسمى يدبر الأمر يفصل الآيات لعلكم بلقاء ربكم توقنون.
It is God who has raised the heavens without visible pillars, then firmly established himself on the throne. He subjected the sun and the moon, each pursuing its course for a fixed term. He manages all affairs. He explains the revelations so that you may firmly believe in the meeting with your Lord.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back. You're watching Quran and Science, and I'd like to first start with Muhammad Saif. I'd like to know what is the meaning that you've got from this ayah.
To me, this ayah shows the greatness of Allah's creativity, how He can create. He creates without the pillars, and we all know that we need pillars for everything. But He does it, and He creates out of nothing, whereas we create with something. And this ayah shows how strategically He has planned the orbits. He has planned them. And these orbits are so important for us because we know we get winter and summer whenever we go further from the sun, just because the orbit is oval, and we get summer when we come closer to the sun. So these are just signs that if anything would happen and the sun and the earth would be very close, we would burn, we would fry.
Yes.
And so it's Allah explains how greatness is He is as a creator, that we are not facing our doom, and He wants us to reflect on this, I think.
Okay. What about you, Abdurrahman? Do you think there is... have you thought of the scientific aspect of this ayah? It's a very difficult...
Actually, it raises a lot of questions in my mind, but I can't think of it linguistically. Not more than that. The scientific part is difficult for me to get.
And what is the part that you're getting?
The part that I'm getting is that it makes me wonder how Allah has created this neat sky. I mean, but the word that has no gaps in it makes me feel, okay, what gaps can sky have?
Yes.
What kind of gaps? This is the question that comes.
That could be a very good question for Professor Zaghlol El-Naggar. Professor Zaghlol El-Naggar, we'd like to know your interpretation for this ayah.
I begin in the name of Allah, our Creator, the Creator of this universe and of everything that's in it. And I greet you all and our audience in our Islamic way. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This verse points to a very important fact, which explains how the universe is built. Of course, these billions and billions and billions of heavenly bodies must have certain powers that can keep it in position, that can allow it to rotate in certain orbits, that keeps it from falling or crashing with each other. Otherwise, this universe would be finished, would be destroyed, you see. And that's why Allah says, Allahu alladhi rafa'a as-samawati bighayri amadin tarawnaha. He's addressing the people that Allah has raised these firmaments without pillars that you can see. And commentators on this verse said that are there unseen pillars or there are no pillars? Actually, بِغَيْرِ عَمَدٍ تَرَوْنَهَا. He has raised these firmaments without pillars that you can see.
Yes.
And so they ask this question: are there really pillars that cannot be seen,
or is it an unseen pillar?
Unseen, or no pillars at all?
No pillars at all.
No pillars at all. You see. And the recent discourses in the area of astronomy and physical astronomy claim that there are 4 main powers that hold things in that universe intact. The first is the strong nuclear power, which holds the elementary particles within the nucleus of every atom. The weak nuclear power, which holds the electrons to the nucleus, and that's why you get radioactive elements that can lose part of their energy quite easily. And you have the electromagnetic waves that, like the rays that come from the sun, and we have the gravitational powers. And so much so that scientists are trying today to quantify this gravitation power. They say that there is a unity called graviton, and these graviton units are the actual powers that are holding these huge heavenly bodies in position. So actually there is a power, or more than one power, that can hold this universe together. And actually scientists are trying now to combine these 4 forces into one force, called the unified force or unified theory. So there is a power that's holding everything in that universe intact and keeping everything in its position and allowing everything to rotate in its own particular orbit. And if this power would fail, the universe would collapse. It will be the end of it, you see.
Of course. This is like in the verse, it's very important, the word tarawnaha.
No.
It means that this is something that you're seeing maybe every day, and that you have to be reminded of the force and the power of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
Yeah. And at the same time, it may reflect on the fact that these powers cannot be seen. بغير عمد ترونها.
Yes.
And these are held together by forces that you humans cannot see.
Yes.
And that's true. We cannot see it.